Yeah. Hair flip, yeah, I'm a badass bitch. I don't like it. Hair flip, yeah. Oh my god. So you guys should be happy. Oh my goodness. Hair flip. But anyways, hair flip. Hair flipping on your toes. Hi.
Person I got a problem with, Tyler Perry. He could call himself Tyler Perry all he want to. He did the movie with it when he had the gun. He was supposed to be the police, something Croft or something.
Yeah, I remember you talking about
Alex Croft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He could. To me, his name is Madea. And when you know how to play a woman or play a homosexual so good, it's natural.
Accept us for just who we are. It's Christmas. It's all about the birth of Christ. It's all about giving. It's all about love. It's all about just exactly that.
Amen. I can bring my gay black boyfriend to Medea's house, no problem.
Yeah, bring him on down there. Bring him on down there. But y'all can't stay tonight. But y'all can come on down.
Good afternoon, family members, YouTube subscribers, and Facebook friends. A friend of mine has repeatedly asked me to do a video about my relationship with Tyler Perry. So after I thought about it for a while, I decided, well, he's a public figure. He can, I know him very well. We were friends, but let's talk about our relationship. Well, first off, I met Tyler Perry through a very close friend of mine named Eric. And Eric was building a home in the Midtown area in the mid-90s, late 90s, when his good friend Tyler Perry was introduced to me. Tyler Perry was just starting to work on his plays and productions, just getting everything out the ground. And I would see Tyler Perry over at Eric's house, and we would talk and chat, and became kind of, buddies to a degree. I really didn't know Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry really didn't know me. I knew he was somewhat sort of religious, based upon stuff that Eric would say. So I really didn't. We were in two different worlds. I was working construction at the time. Tyler was doing his plays, and at that time, I really didn't have any interest in his plays. I'd seen one of them, and I was like, this is not for me. It just wasn't something I was interested in. At the same time, Tyler Perry's plays began to do extremely well. And he toured with a lot of my personal friends who were in his plays. Tyler had a huge amount of support from the black gay community because, well, he was black and gay.
Would you come tell what the Lord told you? God bless you. It's caught me a little off guard, Bishop. A couple of, 3 or 4 days ago? 3 or 4 days ago, I called. I was at Manpower and being blessed. Wrote my check out. said, you know, I didn't have my checkbook when I got to Pastor White's. When I got to a woman that I loosed the night before, and Pastor White said, you know, write a check for $113,000 for those of you who can. Write a check for $113 for Psalms 113. And I wrote a check for $113,000. And I admit, my intention was to just leave the check and bless God. Because, see, I love to give. I've been a giver all my life. And when people have given to you and sown into you, and God has touched them and given you favor. Because, see, when you have favor with, come on, somebody. See, they don't understand it where I come from. They don't understand it in Hollywood. But I'm going to tell you something about the blood of Jesus. All of my life, you know, my mother, she didn't have much to give me. She didn't have millions of dollars. She didn't have some legacy, but she had Jesus. And she taught me about that God. So I didn't even know that he was trying to build this youth center. I didn't even know it, but I know how important the youth are. So we were sitting in the service, and I leaned up toward him, and I said, I've just been touched to give $1 million. So when you got up here and you said $1 million, I said, God, I don't know what you're doing, but I know I heard your voice. Hey! I'm going to tell you right now, when you hear the voice of God, you move. Don't worry about what nobody says to you. Don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about your enemy. Don't worry about your hater. He will bless you. He will lift you. He will give. Sometimes you spend too much time worried about your haters. You spend too much time worried about people talking about you. But what you need to understand is that the Bible says in order for you to be blessed, your haters have to be present. How do I know that? The book of Psalms says he prepareth a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So in order for me to eat, they have to be present. So God bless you, Bishop. I pray right now that you will continue to do everything you're doing. I pray his anointing will stay upon you. I pray the power of God all over you. I pray his favor. I pray the blood of Jesus will come upon you right now. Keep you in his care. God, I thank you for your blessings.
That he'll have mailbox money, right? Because he has all of these television shows via his partnership with OWN. So he no longer is on that hustle doing the theater, traveling around the country. So it's really a good time for him. And he made the announcement during his 45th birthday party. So it's the ultimate present. And people are just like, okay, not so shocking at 45 that you'd be having a baby, but I think people are surprised that he isn't married, because one of Tyler's main audiences has been Christians, right? He's been very big on having the morality lessons, on having the God-based storylines in his work. So people are wondering, why would he choose to pursue parenting without a full-fledged partner?
Well, I mean, I think that's an interesting question because, you know, you do have people that are saying, well, wait, you know, your brand is built on the Christian faith, and the Christian faith clearly states that having children out of wedlock is just not something that you're supposed to do. And then you have other, you know, Christians like Megan Good that, you know, who sort of proclaims herself as a sexy Christian, and you just kind of see these scenarios where it almost seems like, you know, for some people in the Christian faith, there just are no rules.
Studios employee Joshua Soleil filed a lawsuit against Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry Studios and his male supervisor Brett Hendricks claiming he was sexually harassed at work and fired after he complained. Tyler Perry fires back, claiming the relationship between Joshua and Brett was consensual. Last year, Joshua Soleil was arrested at Tyler Perry Studios after breaking into the building, barricading himself in an office, and demanding face-to-face meeting with Tyler Perry. After Tyler Perry filed a lawsuit against Joshua claiming emotional distress, Joshua fired back with a harassment lawsuit. Now, according to the Jasmine brand, in his response to Joshua's lawsuit, Tyler Perry claims Brett Hendricks was never an employee of Tyler Perry Studios and that any relationship Joshua and Brett had was consensual. Tyler also claims Joshua was fired for reasons other than his complaint about sexual harassment. The case is still pending. Atlanta film mogul Tyler Perry drops lawsuit against alleged male stalker. The real-life drama between Atlanta film mogul Tyler Perry and former Tyler Perry Studios employee Joshua Soleil, who Perry accused of stalking and criminal trespassing in 2014, ended this week following Perry's decision to drop his lawsuit against Soleil in Clayton County Superior Court. Perry accused Soleil of trying to intimidate him, along with disengaging the power to disable the alarms and surveillance equipment at his Southwest Atlanta studio. According to the AGC report, Wadey Grant of the G-List Society broke the news of Perry's decision to drop the lawsuit without prejudice. Following a disposition earlier this week, however, Soleil's multi-million-dollar libel countersuit against Perry for anxiety, depression, and emotional distress continued. So here's my thing with you, Tyler. If nothing happened, you state that Hendricks, didn't work for you. And the allegations that were brought up were pretty much, Hendricks was sexually harassing, this employee of yours. And you didn't even hear him out. And I feel like you didn't hear him out, Tyler, because Hendricks had did that to other actors. I feel that Joshua wasn't the first actor to come forward and state that Hendricks was being inappropriate and offering gay sex to heterosexual males. But why are you dropping a lawsuit against him as if you owe him something, as if you feel sorry for him? He has not dropped the lawsuit against you, Tyler. He is sticking firm. So why would you drop your suit? Unless you have something to hide. That is how I feel. What is the point? You had a higher chance or a stronger chance of beating Joshua in court than he has with you, yet you drop your suit against him. Are we admitting some type of guilt here? A quote from Joshua Soleil. On the first day, I noticed something unusual about the working relationship with Brett Hendricks. On a studio set, the food was provided for the crew. Brett would go box up what he wanted to eat and put it by his desk. And then he would say to me, "You can go make you a tray." He would then ask me to take him to his house to smoke marijuana. He wanted to roll up during his lunch break and then go back working. Whenever I asked for his help, I was seated at my desk. He would pull up his chair to me very closely and leaned into my lap as if he didn't care to see my level of discomfort and how I would move away a little from that. He would try to position himself on my lap as if he was lounging himself on it like an intimate situation. He would later text me daddy and hey baby and send me winks. He would say good morning sunshine. At work, he has texted me saying, "Hey, I was trying to flirt with you." Anytime it was a message like that, I would just not respond to it. Once I had already got in the door and working, I wanted to take the position of, don't make it a big thing, just get through it. I wouldn't respond to it. Eventually, I took the assumption of that he sees I'm not taking any advances. He would even follow up, send me messages like, "You always get quiet when I talk to you like this." I expected him to get the picture because I was never interested. I wasn't interested in that type of relationship with Brett, and I wanted to make sure that he didn't get that impression of me. I came to Mr. Perry's office to knock on the door because no one answered the door. I asked his secretary if he was in the office. She told me to wait in her area. After a while, all kinds of chaos happened. I was in a big lobby area in between Mr. Perry's office and his assistant's office. There was an open office also in that area, so I just sat in that office until someone wanted to talk with me. Hopefully, Mr. Perry, about the incidents with Hendricks. The people in the office started acting funny with me, so I locked the door in that office and said I wasn't going to leave until someone talks with me about Mr. Hendricks. I wanted to talk with the boss because I was not okay with what happened with Hendrix. I think that people in the office caught on that I wanted to reach out to Perry to discuss something troubling, and instead of addressing, they decided to get rid of me. This is what makes me believe that this young man, Joshua, is telling the truth. For the simple fact is that why would the people in the office start to feel that he's about to complain and say something negative about Hendrix, which Tyler Perry made it a point to point out that Hendrix never worked for him, which is a lie. Whether he was on payroll or not, he was definitely there. He had an office. He had his own desk. So Joshua's not lying about that. And why would people feel the need to shun this information unless it has happened before? So I feel as if these people know that you're going to complain about this person. They're shunning you and trying to shoo you away because it is a complaint that happens often. It is something that men have came forward and complained about before, and nothing was actually done because I don't feel that any of those men sued. Joshua was the first one to sue. Hence is why this got as big as it got. So Tyler, you have some explaining to do.
Tyler Perry helped him with his plays. I would say 85 to 90% of the guys that supported Tyler Perry when he first started were all black gay men, either working on his productions or friends of his that were in the black gay community. Now, Tyler toured with these people. They toured all over, the Chitlin circuit, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi. This is where his plays really took root, and he got a following of people in the South. So you had a lot of people who supported his plays, would hear about it through word of mouth and go see the play. And let's admit it, the plays were pretty hilarious. They were funny. Although they weren't really my type of plays, I did find them to be very funny what I saw on DVD. So there were a lot of bootleg DVDs floating around of his plays even at that point, and I would watch them from time to time. So Tyler and I became a little bit closer, not too much closer. Come here, Vegas, so I can beat you. You interrupted my Tyler Perry take. Get over here. Anyway, I'm going to kill this damn dog. Then he jumps up on the couch. You a bad dog today, Tyler. You be in bed today. Come here. Anyway, Tyler Perry's plays took off. And Tyler began to... success was great for Tyler because he began, doing things like going out to restaurants, inviting people to come with him. And I would occasionally go out to eat with Tyler and Eric and them and hang out with them. I was kind of a distance person because this was a group of guys that were very kind of flamboyant, loud. They weren't my type of friends. They were just people that they were gay, they were loud, they were out there. And Tyler was right there snapping his fingers and doing all this type of behavior, and it just wasn't my cup of tea, and I was not comfortable being in a restaurant around these loud, gay, homosexual men. Now, I'm black and gay and proud myself, but my God, the behavior that would take place with this particular group of guys, friends of Tyler's and Eric and them, it just wasn't something I could deal with on a regular basis. So occasionally I would go out to eat with them and we would talk about the plays and Tyler's success and, have great conversations. But one day, in particular, we were at a restaurant called 10th and Myrtle, which was located at the corner of 10th and Piedmont in the Post apartment buildings complex that was just built, was practically brand new. And we met over there for dinner with Tyler and Eric and a bunch of other sissies, about 10, I would say somewhere between 8 to 10 guys. And we were sitting at this table, and I just asked Tyler. Tyler made it clear that he said, look, no one can know that I'm gay. And I'm thinking, what? Are you looking around? Did you see all these sissies you hanging around at this table? Nobody can know that you're gay, and you sitting around with all these damn sissies. I said, well, why?
I just want to say thank you to all of you for tuning in, all three of you. I'm kidding. I hope it's more than three. I got to tell you how much I appreciate and thank you for everything that you have done for all of us here at Tyler Perry Studios. I wanted to do this live chat for a number of reasons. Of course, I want to promote Medea's witness protection, of course, but I also want to just say thank you. Thank you for these 20 years. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you. My family thanks you, and everybody around here at Tyler Perry Studios, we thank you. Okay, Medea's Witness Protection, next Friday.
Next Friday.
Next Friday. Say
Say it with me, next Friday. You gotta say Friday. Next Friday.
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know where this woman comes. This voice just comes out of me sometimes. I'm just like.
I did tell you the DC promo started the show. Girl. Did I not say that, audience? And then the PSA. Hey, y'all. We'll be right back. What up? Hey, we'll be right back when we get it together.
Sacrifice your career. Listen. Last week I could talk about Wanda because the rent we wasn't close to rent time. The closer we get to rent, the less people I'm pissing off.
Well, how you gonna piss Tyler Perry off by being here with me?
You don't think that nigga gonna get wind of this?
But listen, the reason I'm doing it is for people like you. For people who think he gonna call your bitch ass and put you in something to let you know that don't hold on to them fake dreams and them false hopes.
Listen.
That's why I ain't been saying nothing. I've been quiet. I was in a movie and I've been quiet. I ain't saying nothing. When he called me, we had a history when he called me to put me in the movie. So I was like, okay, yeah.
He gonna get this. You know how I know?
How you know?
Because I'm gonna go up to Tyler Perry Studios and tag him in it like Facebook.
Oh, well, you're not gonna be able to. You know, he got it so where you tag him on stuff and you even leave a message on his wall, honey. They release it immediately.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you read it, then you go back and you type something. Go read what I put on Tyler Perry Wall. And you go back to Tyler Perry Wall, honey. They done deleted that. I moved to Atlanta back in 1999. I was working at a gay club. You know, all my life I've been working at gay clubs.
Have you?
Yes, because I don't know. The gays just like me, honey. It's just like I'm a fag hag. Okay, what can I say?
I was wondering what a good Christian woman like you was doing at the gay club.
I ain't always been no Christian.
Oh,
but anyway, I've always, host pageants and shows and talent nights and everything at
for
the
gay
club.
Community.
Yes, for the gay club.
Right.
So I moved to Atlanta back in 1999. And when I moved to Atlanta in 1999, I was hosting this show called The Stars of the Century, which I'm still hosting the show, by the way, The Stars of the Century. On Monday nights, I'll be there tonight. We're at the Jungle over on Faulkner Road. But you want to come and join us, the show starts at 11:11. So come on out to the Jungle. But anyway, I was hosting this drag show called The Stars of the Century, and it was at Trax, the warehouse.
Right.
Back in the day, it was like, some nights it would be a straight club, they call it the warehouse. Some nights it's the gay club, they call it Track. And the reason they can get away with this is because they had two different entrances. The gay club, Trax was the entrance on the backside. It was on Lucky Street, and where
warehouse,
the warehouse,
the
entrance was on Marietta. Okay. But anyway, this is where I started, and this is where I first met Tyler Perry at this Monday night show. He used to freaking our Monday night shows
at the gay
quite
club.
Regularly
at the gay club.
On gay nights, go through the back door, on the track side entrance, because we didn't open the front door.
Wait a minute,
we
you sure you ain't got it messed up? You sure he won't come doing a straight night in the warehouse on the other side?
No, the warehouse door was locked when we were up in there with our gay ass on Mondays. But
sure
anyway,
all right, I'm just making sure you want got your facts clear.
I'm not saying that he was gay. I'm just saying that he was at the gay show. A lot of people
he used
say,
to frequent
she just being message, you trying to throw him under the bus. No, I'm not trying to throw him under the bus. I'm just telling you all when I first met Tyler Perry. Because what really motivated me to tell y'all when I first met Tyler Perry, because like when Tyler Perry did interviews with Oprah and everybody said, where you come up with the character Madea? Oh, I get it from my aunties and growing up, my aunties and my aunts and my grandmother. I used to see them and blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna let him have that. But I moved here in 1999. Tyler Perry started coming to the show in 1999. When I moved here,
So he started coming as soon as you got here.
He would come to the show. He'd sit up under the spotlight. He would sit back there behind the camera, and he never wanted us to take photos of him. He never wanted us to video him. And he said, you know, even he even said, now if they start taking pictures and stuff, you know, I'm leaving and da 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 da. So we respected his wishes because we knew how the media was, and if pictures got out of him in the club, you know, people could say, you know, Tyler Perry hanging out at this gay club. Was he there? Da da da. Was he, you know, with somebody? Da 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 da. Is this his hangout? And blah, 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 blah. Is he living 2 different lives? We respected that. And then on top of that, it's Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry probably put us in some of his movies. So it's like, okay, we respect his wishes. Right. But after the show, Tyler Perry would always come up and tell me, you know, you crazy. You know, you stupid. And you know, I'm going to put such and such, such you said in the show. So I'm just letting you know now, I'm going to write such and such and I'm going to put that in the show. And one of my most famous lines that I said at the club one night, and he came and he told me that he was going to put it in the show, was my FUBU line. When I had went up to somebody and I said, ooh, baby, you giving me FUBU. And they're like, what? No, that's not FUBU. Yeah, you are fat, ugly, big, and uncomfortable. So he took that line and he put it in one of his plays.
Oh, man.
So then, so Tyler Perry would come back to the show. And then when Tyler Perry would come to the show, he would bring, you know, celebrities with him. Right. I remember Tyler Perry told me, he said, you crazy, but I'm going to put you in one of my plays. I got you for my next play. I'm going to put you in one of my plays. And blase, 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 blase. I know everybody like when I say blase, 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 blase. So I say, yeah, he said he's going to put me in a play. So, you know, he come back and he said he's going to put me in a play. So then he come to the show and no play, just come and get some more lines, get some more jokes. But he would give me a nice little tip. He would give me a nice tip. You know, he said he's going to put something in the play. He said, you crazy now. He just give me this money, la la la. I said, okay. Don't wait on him to put me in the play. So then he come back to 3 more shows. And, you know, it's like, okay. So I'm just waiting, you know, Tyler Perry gonna put me in the play. No, so then he comes to the show with Ann Nesbitt one night.
Oh, yeah,
I like oh, okay. So then Ann Nesbitt, they go on. Tyler Perry go on. Next thing you know, Ann Nesbitt, Tyler Perry, next play. Well, that nigga told me he was gonna put me in the next play. What happened? Okay, well, don't say that. Be cool. We got you for the next. Yeah. Then the next play comes. You know, Tyler Perry come to the show. I'm gonna put you in the play. You know you crazy. You know you said such, you crazy.
Take some more lines.
Nice tip. Give me a nice tip.
Take some more lines.
So then, you know, months go by. Then here come Tyler Perry with Deatrick Hicks in the show, to the show on Monday night. So it's like, after the show, it's like, what is Deatrick Hicks doing here? What y'all doing here? Oh, we in town for rehearsal. Rehearsal for what? Tyler Perry new play. What? Tyler Perry said he's gonna put me in the play. He ain't put me in the play. So it's like, okay. So then the fast forward. So now all of a sudden, Tyler Perry bringing all these people to the play. He ain't put me in no play. So it don't look like he gonna put me in a play. So I'm cool. You know, I'm content with just, you know, being over here, you know, doing my thing on the Monday night show. Because back then, we had thousands and thousands of people coming to the show on a Monday night. Thousands and thousands of people coming to a show on Monday night. And people were like amazed at how could we get all these people in this show every Monday. And every Monday the show was like that. Tyler Perry used to come to the show all the time, sit in the back. And once I had a time just sit back and think about it, the reason that he didn't want us to take pictures and to video him while he was there was because he saw the bigger picture.
Right.
He coming to the show, he gonna steal all my shit, he gonna go and put on this wig, and he's gonna become Miss Sophia himself and call his Miss Sophia Madea. So it's like, oh my God. So everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe Tyler Perry done stole all your stuff. You know, you with the gun and the purse, because I used to do, every time I do my show, I have something in my purse. I would have guns, knives, bricks, all of the stuff that he does, you know, as Madea, he come and he would, you know, it's stuff that he's doing. I used to do my Tina Turner. Tina Turner was one of the imitations that I always do.
Oh,
hello everybody. I say hello everybody. How you doing? You know, I do my Tina Turner. Tina Turner always in his show. You know, when he do my deal, Tina Turner in the show. So then it's just like Miss Sophia, the Color Purple. I do all my Color Purple stuff. Then Tyler Perry. When you see Tyler Perry, he doing Color Purple. Then everybody's like, he ain't steal your stuff. Men been dressing up in wigs for years. You know, you ain't the first one to dress up in no wig. Right. No, I'm not. Flip Wilson was doing it. That's why I wanted to do it, because I saw Flip Wilson doing it. Then I see Eddie Murphy doing it. I see everybody doing. Martin Lawrence doing it. Jamie Foxx doing it. You know, Robin Williams doing it. But the difference is, a lot of men that dress up in wigs, they are not saying the same exact lines that I say at my gay club that Miss Tyler Perry has been coming to lifting these lines.
That who?
That Tyler Perry has been coming to lifting these lines.
Okay.
The exact same lines. No edit, not adding nothing extra to it. So, you know, I used to try to be the bigger person every time. Like, all the gay people that you need to sue him. You need to stop letting him come to the show. He ain't doing nothing but stealing your shit and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, cool out, y'all. He gonna put me in the movie. He say he gonna put me in the movie. Blah, 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 blah. So then,
damn, Flip.
you know, never got that opportunity. Then I went to the radio station. So, fast forward, I go to V103. Then Tyler Perry comes and he offered me a role in the movie I Could Do Bad All By Myself.
Because you became a big local celebrity.
And the reason that I feel now that he offered me this role in this movie is because Tyler Perry never saw me, which I never saw me, moving outside of the gay club.
Right.
Because I wanted to go into the comedy arena. I wanted to do stand-up comedy. That's why I moved here. But I had a bad experience at Chris Tucker's comedy club, which they say I closed down. I kind of had something to do with it.
You hanging around at this table, nobody can know that you're gay, and you sit around all these damn sissies. I said, well, why? Why can people not know that you're gay? And he just told me, he said that if people find out he's gay, he's going to lose the support of the members of the black church members. Now, keep in mind, I had not been to Tyler Perry's plays. I'd only seen him on DVD. So I don't know who was going to see his plays. I assumed that they were just everyday African-American people. I did not know that he had such a huge church following. I'm not a church-going individual. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, so I don't know anything about the black America and the black church scene, not like Tyler knew. And Tyler knew a lot enough about the black church scene to tap into that market and design his plays to bring these people out and spend their money. So then Tyler made it clear to me while we were sitting there that this was his bread and butter, and that if they found out that he was gay, that they would in fact stop coming out to his plays. And we argued this for a minute. It was an intense argument because, you know, I'm not a man who hides. I've never hid my sexuality from anyone. And I couldn't believe to hear him say that he had to hide his sexuality to make money, which is exactly what he said.
Sinead and Wanda as a movie. You see, because once you do Sinead and Wanda as a movie, and we already have Big Mama's house, and we know Brandon T. Jackson, that nigga showed up with his dress. He was ready to be in 1 and 2. You just start wondering how many niggas really need to wear a dress. And why is it so important? And they tell you shit like, but it's funny. Is it? I'm saying I don't have any hatred in my heart for Tyler Perry because he works hard. But he is a drag queen. Let's be very honest. A drag queen is somebody who works in drag. Do you know who Medea is, sir? That's a nigga in that dress, sir. That's not nobody's grandmama. This nigga is only funny when he's playing a bitch. I know, they're probably gonna kick my ass. Yeah, well, you should watch what you say about me. Exactly. I ain't shit, but my big homie will fuck you up. And I pray to him every night.
Which they say I closed down. I kind of had something to do with it closing down. But anyway, really, I had a bad experience with that, and I just gave up on it. I just said, I'm fine entertaining my gay folk. And I never saw myself going outside the gay community and entertaining the gay community. However, when the opportunity, came for me to go to V103, I got some more exposure. I was exposed to a bigger community. And I don't think Tyler Perry saw me moving outside the gay community because, like I said, I didn't see myself moving outside the gay community. So I I was the best kept little secret in the gay community. And Tyler Perry was happy with that because he could act as though he was Miss Sophia, you know, in the heterosexual community.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I'm cool with that. That's me at V.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
one day
me.
I was at V.
I don't think I ever seen you with a long cap on.
That's a long lace front.
Oh,
That's not a cap. A cap is what your mama sell at her shop.
I'm just saying. I'm just used to. I'm just used to you in short sleeve wigs.
Yeah.
That just surprised me. You look like a whole different person. Go ahead.
So I don't think he ever saw me moving outside of the gay community. You know, I did. So the reason I feel that Tyler Perry offered me this role in the movie, and you know, as you know, he didn't put me in drag in the movie. You know, I was, you know, Joe. You know, he didn't put Miss Sophia in the
regular old
movie.
Joe.
I was just Joe. Because it was just like I had been introduced to a part of his audience, and a lot of people used to email the station, email me and stuff about Tyler Perry.
Such a net worth. He is a down-to-earth person. He's very private when it comes to his romantic relationships. I guess most of you haven't heard the women Tyler Perry has dated. Just who are these lucky women who have had a relationship with Tyler Perry? Stay tuned as we bring you the beautiful women who have had a romantic relationship with Tyler Perry. Give us a like and subscribe to our channel to watch other interesting videos. Gelia Beakley.
Tyler Lepley has taken public ownership of his sexual orientation by proclaiming he has always been a woman-loving heterosexual, and also denies that his director Tyler Perry is gay. Lepley, one of the stars of the popular sex-drenched drama P-Valley, refutes the beliefs of some fans who say he displays gay tendencies, particularly on his other popular show, The Haves and Have-Nots, created and directed by Perry. During the comprehensive and provocative interview with Angela Yee's Risk podcast, A Lip Service, where a few topics are off limits, Lepley addresses the matter head on. I remember when I first started out, I was seeing rumours of being gay here and there. For whatever reason, people were associating it with my first show. I came out on a Tyler Perry show, and for whatever reason, he gets a rap like that, and I know Tyler Perry personally, and he's not gay. I was seen around him, and all of a sudden, he's rubbing off on me, and people felt like I was gay or something like that. Lepley said he is currently in a committed relationship, but spurned Yee's plea to identify the mystery woman. He didn't seem overly concerned with people's perception of his masculinity. I had done something while I was on the set of P-Valley. Maybe I was with Clifford, or I think I was taking a picture with Alfonsi, who plays Little Murder, and people started off with the gay thing again. I think if you have a space that people can't figure out, they can just create a judgment. Upon watching the clip, however, fans were impressed by how Lepley discussed Perry's sexuality. Speak for yourself, someone said in an interview.
Hollywood movie mogul Tyler Perry has come out to reveal that he's single and going through a midlife crisis. He made this known via his social media pages, where he shared a picture of himself with the caption, "This is what a midlife crisis looks like. I'm 51, single, and wondering what the next chapter in my life will look like. Whatever it looks like, I'm going to walk with God, be the best father and man I can be, hold my head up high, and try to look my best doing it. In a world with so much sadness, please try and stay in the good. Merry Christmas, and let's look forward to 2021 bringing us peace."
Facebook, YouTube subscribers, and family members and friends. You know, I did this video, and a lot of people complained that in the video I did yesterday that I was outing an individual. You know, this is how I feel about this outing mess. If you're a black gay man over the age of 21, you are grown. Really over the age of 18. Most of you motherfuckers hiding and pretending that people don't know you gay. People know you gay. Most of y'all walking around here have been outed the day you dropped out your mama's coochie. I'm serious. Y'all running around here talking about some I outed Tyler Perry. You can look at Tyler Perry and tell that he's quite gay. Tyler Perry's been gay for a long time. Long before I met Tyler Perry, he was gay. Long after my association with Tyler Perry, he's still gay. I didn't out Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry was outed the day he stepped out. He popped out his mama's coochie.